Gurudev chastising me in France. We were walking in, Gurudev was in Best Plus, I don't know which year, in the 90s sometimes, late 90s. And I was walking with Madhav Maharaj and Krishna Kanta, yeah, so he was there as well. So Gurudev was talking to him and we were walking along the road and Gurudev stopped and he said, so he was talking to him, so he says, you should not stay Kanishta Adhikari. You should become like Madhava Maharaj. He's always with me, like Madhyam Adhikari. And then he turned to me and he says, so how many rounds have you chanted? This was like, 9 o'clock in the morning on a morning walk. And I looked at Gurudev, I said, maybe 2 or 3, like that. So he grabbed my ear and pulled it really hard. He said, what? 2 or 3? He says, you have to move up, you have to move up. So like we were talking about all the time, it's like that, it's like, come on, do more, do more.
I joined ISKCON in 1986. And for 1 year I was in Bombay, and then next year I was in Ahmedabad. And then my Diksha Guru, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he wanted me to, he gave me choice. Either I come to Vrindavan or I go to Canada. I was like 2 extreme choices and I didn't know any of them. So I told him, I don't know anything, so you just choose. So then at Gurukul at that time needed some teachers. So the principal of the Gurukul at that time asked from my Guru Maharaj if he can send me and my sister here. So, but he didn't want, my Guru Maharaj didn't want to send me and her both together. So he told me, okay, you go to Vrindavan. So it was like a blessing. Of course, at that time I didn't know that what is coming for me in Vrindavan. When I came to Vrindavan, I did not really like it very much here because I was coming from big city, I was born and brought up in Delhi, big city. I was in Bombay, big city, so in all these big cities. But when I came to Vrindavan, in the beginning I didn't like it very much here. I wanted to go back. But very kindly, Krishna kept me here. So I came here in 1988 June or July. And at the end of 1988, there was one Mataji in Gurukul. I was in Gurukul, teaching Gurukul. Prabhupada disciple, she was making a book on the trees, Vrindavan trees. So she was going to see Gurudev very often. They knew that, Prabhupada disciples know, a group of devotees, they were going to see Gurudev at that time. And so she asked me if I can come and translate for the book. I said, okay. And I never heard about Gaudiya Math, I never heard about Gurudev. I didn't know anything about all these things. I was just a new devotee also, just 2 years, 3 years. So I said, okay, I can translate. Not that I was very good in Hindi and English, but good enough for her to understand. So we went there. She took me there to Mathura, and Gurudev's room was on the first floor, the old room. And so he was sitting inside. We waited outside for a few seconds, few minutes. And then Naveen Krishna Prabhu, who is now Madhav Maharaj, he called us in. So it was me and this Mataji. That was the first time I saw Gurudev. And I offered my obeisances, sannyasi, I offered my obeisances. And then she said, this Mataji said, ask him about something about the trees. And then he asked, who is she for me? And then she said, oh, she's, her name is Purnima, and she's teaching in Gurukul. And he looked at me right in my eyes. He said, Purnima? I said, yes, Maharaj. And then he said, you know who are you? I said, I was like surprised. No, yeah, my name is Purnima. He said, no, you are a gopi. And he said, you are a dasi of Radharani. You are a gopi. You are not just Purnima. And I was like, okay, you know, because I had no idea what he's talking about. I had no idea what, you know, what's happening. But anyway, he just said in such a sweet way that I just loved it. And I thought, oh, that's very nice, you know, to be Radharani's Dasi or Radharani's Gopi. Yeah, that's really sweet. So anyway, she spoke to Maharaj, and I was sitting there, and I was translating. And in between, he was just kept looking at me. And then when we were moving out, we were going out, and then he said, come back to see me. I said, okay, Maharaj. And then we came back. And then, of course, I was in Gurukul, and I was single at that time. I wasn't married. So for me, it was difficult to go to Mathura by myself. I didn't know the place. I didn't know anything. So I was always waiting for someone to take me with. So this Mataji again took me there, again for translation. And so in this way, and then there are some other Matajis, they took me also, you know, and I came to know the few proper disciple Matajis, and then they were taking me also time to time. And every time I just experienced that I'm going closer and closer to him. And every time he was so loving that I never felt that I never knew him. I always felt, oh, I think I knew him from before.
One time I went to India, it was maybe like 2 months before Kartik, so we stayed a little bit longer. Stayed maybe before Kartik, maybe 6 weeks or 2 months. So it happened to be Srila Prabhupada's sannyas day. And we were already before going with Gurudev here and there. He was going to different programs, and then there was this festival, and we all went to Govardhan with Sri Gurudev. And then Sri Gurudev it was a big celebration for Srila Prabhupada's sannyas day. It was all Prabhupada's disciples. It was like a proper big festival. I didn't even know it was an important day in this day, Srila Prabhupada's sannyas day. You know, I mean, I knew, I was fairly new, but I knew there was like appearance and disappearance was special. But I didn't know that when someone takes sannyas, it's like a big mahotsav going on. It was a big festival. Everyone seemed to be busy in the kitchen, and it's going on. And I was Haikata morning, then an hour later again, like, you know, before lunch, like, I don't know, from 10 to 2 or something. And the evening, it was like a huge festival. It wasn't like so many devotees like in Kartik, because it was way before Kartik, maybe like 200 or 300 devotees. And yeah, so it was there, and then it was a big long queue. Everyone was given flowers, and we all had a chance to go and offer our Pushpanjali to Sri Gurudev and to Sri Prabhupada. So we all queued up, and where was that? Gurudev was sitting here, and then there was a whole big, huge display with the whole Pampara and Sri Prabhupada. So everyone queued up to first offer flowers to Sri Gurudev, and then continued to go and offer flowers to Sri Prabhupada and the whole Pampara. And anyway, I just felt really stupid, because I just felt so weird. I was just like, here, someone gave me these flowers. It's like me, hi, Phullara. Bit like embarrassed, rotten, weird, kind of like, you know, I just felt weird giving these flowers. It just felt like nothing. It just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like I'm not giving anything of myself. I just have this bunch of flowers, and I'm going to give it to Gurudev's feet. Anyway, I queued up there. And I thought, I don't know why, I didn't plan to say it. And I got that Gurudev, and I said, and I was like, oh God. And I wasn't prepared to say something, but I just said, oh Gurudev, I just hope that, you know, at some point I'm going to offer myself instead of just these petals. Anyway, and then I gave my petals, and yeah, I just paid my obeisances, and I came up, and I just hand on my head, and it just felt really heavy, but very, very, very soft. And then I was just been there, and I just opened my eyes, and I go, oh, will come surely. And I was like, oh, okay. And it just suddenly, all this feeling about, oh, I'm so embarrassed, and this and that, and who am I, and no one. It kind of just went away, and I just thought, oh yeah, there's no doubt. There's only only inspiration and hope, and a lot of aspiration that, yeah, Gurudev's giving this for everyone. Yeah, even someone like me. It doesn't matter how I feel about myself, but Gurudev's not not having any discrimination. We come, for everyone, even for you. And I just thought, it's very beautiful, it's very powerful, it's just like a beautiful moment. And it was just, the whole day was very amazing how Srila Gurudeva was honoring this day, this Srila Prabhupada's Sannyas Day. Many disciples were speaking and they came from ISKCON before saying, how they never honored this day like this. Only coming Gurudev's association, they found out how important this day was, or how I lost my sense.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You lost your sense there.
I was going to say something else. Anyway, Jai Revati. And I fainted. No, I didn't.
2009 at the Italy festival, I went through some heavy karma and my heart was aching and I felt like I wanted to spill my guts and tell Gurudev everything. But then when I got close to him, none of it mattered. And I only wanted to present the best of myself to him. So then I told him, Gurudev, I'm Kaur Priya's daughter from Idaho and I'm about to start law school. Like, how can I serve you while in law school? And Gurudev told me, he paused and he said, oh, chant, remember me, and I will be happy. So all of Gurudev's personal instructions to me were so easy, chant, remember him, read his books, read Srila Prabhupada's books, try to be a devotee. So I'm really so grateful and pray that Gurudev's with me birth after birth, no matter what, as long as I endeavor properly.